to say about this. I'll a little bit more about what we did with the zone. Now, sorry, it's not advancing. Right, it's not advancing.
Try it.
Thank you.
No.
There we go.
One more.
Okay, so what are free trade zones? So Dr. Titus already addressed all this. They are basically a geographically designated zone which has own sovereignty. Wide potential benefits for Palau, basically increase GDP, trade volume, foreign reserves. We can create jobs, skills transfers, improve the standard of living, and infrastructure, where we can bring in infrastructure, roads, ports, and facilities. There are more than 5,400 now, 5,900 free trade zones around the world. Now, of course, half of them are in China, but the rest of the world enjoy the other 2,600 other zones. Unfortunately, like Titus also said, most of these fail. They don't grow much faster than the local economy because they don't have the autonomy to grow. I want to share a case study of what we did in the Philippines called the Freeport Area Bataan. Freeport Area Bataan is located here. Basically, this is Manila, this is the main port, and then this is Bataan, and we had the opportunity to work with the FAB. So one of the main challenges in creating this was the legal, regulatory, and institutional framework. I can say for a fact that we still don't have it 100%, we're still working with it. So one of the main problems that we had was objections was, as Dr. Titus also said, how do you ensure longevity? How do you say, hey, if I change government tomorrow, if the president, not tomorrow, during the next election, if the president goes down, what happens then? How do you ensure that my rights, if I come and invest in the free trade zone, how do I still maintain my rights? So our workaround, what we did was work with the Constitution of the Philippines. We worked on a constitutional amendment called Republic Act 11453 that established the powers of the free trade zone in the constitution of the country. So that means that even if the president steps down, you will still require entire Senate, entire Congress to come together with the president to change the constitution of the Philippines in order to take away the powers of the zone. So that gave a lot more confidence to the people that were inviting to invest in the zone. Next, we had to establish industry-friendly rules, right? What does the industry want? In the free trade zone, in the constitution, in Republic Act 143, we wrote that the zone is able to set its own implementing rules and regulations, what we call IRRs. So these were then made with the help of the industry. And us actually going around asking, so what do you want? If I'm going to build a digital ID program, which Palau wants, right? Palau has. If I build a digital ID program for Palau, in this case, the Philippines, what does that mean to you? And how do I help you? I had heard some really interesting presentations and discussions just now about network states, about how does that look like from a theory perspective? How does that look like in practice? If I create a digital identity, does that give me a legal basis to exist as another person in another world? That was what people wanted. I will work around. We created visas that doesn't require any minimum stay requirements. So basically, if you get a visa at the Freeport Area Bataan for FID visa, there's no minimum stay requirements to maintain your residency in the Philippines. We also looked around at the existing rules and laws and what can we do to create sovereign people. So we work around with trust laws, the concept of living life as corporations. There's a single person cooperation laws that is not in place. Not in place, actually, to adopt, right? And then created your ability to take advantage of tax-free zones, which is zero taxation, no tax, but you can still live your life as if you are a you're a person, you're a corporation. We looked at a lot of the international treaties and existing laws that the Philippines have, right, including that and tax treaties that we signed in order to create advantages for the community to join. So we looked at the establishment of an exchange to create tokenized assets, real assets, right? We keep talking about how do we tokenize real estate, create liquidity, raise capital for companies and companies that want to come and invest in the country. So we look at tokenization, establishment of an exchange called GDAPS for the 3.0 Bataan was created in order to, generate the idea that you can do real assets trading. Establishment of a token. Okay, the token was a very interesting concept. So, what happens when you want to grow your economy and then you invite a whole bunch of people to come to your country? These people all do not need to stay in the country to enjoy a lot of the legal benefits, to enjoy a lot of the economic benefits of zero taxation, all that in the country. That drives up your real estate prices insanely. Because what that means is that I can, which has happened in many countries, including mine, Singapore. If I walk around at night, I see a lot of high-end places, $5 million properties, $3 million properties that are empty. Nobody's saying that. Why? Because they want to become economic citizens of Singapore, but they don't really want to stay in the country, right? So that drives up the price. What can we create? Give people the value. So we created a residency-enabled token. What that means is that that token is recognized. If you hold enough of the token, and you stake the token, you're committing to stay in the country, you can get a residency in the country. So the visas I was talking about came from holding and investing in these tokens, holding it, believing in the future of the community, and then staking these tokens to establish a residency in the token. So that created a digital asset which will not in fact impact any of your physical assets like your real estate prices or anything that may be driven up because of a whole influx of people that don't even want to stay there, right? So it protects your privacy, it protects your assets. So by creating and using structures like trust, like single person corporations, it separates your ownership of the country, of your ownership of the assets, and establishes the asset ownership onto the company, which then separates your ownership of the assets. So now the person owning the asset, actually the legal entity in the free trade zone, which then protects your assets from other jurisdictions and places like that. Protects your privacy because now it's a company. You optimize your taxes because it's a free trade zone, and inadvertently creates a token that has government recognized value. Yeah, so what can all this do for the free trade zone, for the special administrative zone, right? It provides them digital infrastructure, just come in and build out the master plan. It gives them a capital, right? Crowdsourcing in terms of governance. It gives them a community in terms of creating a community of people who believes in the values of the economic incentives of the free trade zone to then move to the free trade zone. Thank you. I think just half of it. Yeah, I may leave more time for Q&A if there's any.
Thank you, Vincent. In the interest of time,